I knew it. I knew I wasn't going to be done making changes to this adjustable neck. I got one more thing that I did that I want to show you. If you watched earlier in this series, I got some great results from all the iterations that I went through on this adjustable neck. I got to the point where fitment was really good, adjustability was really good. I just had one more problem that I really wanted to solve, and that was the ease of alignment issues with the neck. What would happen is as soon as you would put a reasonable amount of pressure on the neck, you could push it out of alignment, so you could create some intonation types of issues. It wasn't bad, it just is more than your typical neck would generate, and so I really wanted to fix that problem. So let me show you what I did. On the floating fretboard extension, I created this extra tongue. It's a piece that has been carved out of the exact same piece of wood. With this, I'm creating a tongue and groove setup that will meet into the top of the soundboard. We'll be carving a slot there to accept this. The thought is that is going to give us a significantly more stable joint. Now, this is where this whole thing gets really tricky. In order to pull this off, I've got to cut that slot, that groove, right here in the top of the soundboard. But I've got to make sure that it is perfectly in alignment with the center seam of the guitar. If I don't get this right, and I've got to go back and widen that slot in order to fix any alignment issues with this, then I've defeated the whole purpose of what I'm building this for, which is to create a super tight tolerance for that to fit into so that we don't get that movement. Well, if you've got to do something with that level of precision, you need a jig. And I got one that I created just specifically for this. Check it out. This is what I'm going to use to cut the slot into the top of it. And the way this works, I got thinking about how I could ensure all of this is in alignment. And what I thought about was the sound hole is cut with a CNC machine. So I know that that is center into the guitar. I also have already cut in the bolt holes that are going to be holding on the neck. So I know those are in the correct position as well. So if I can take those two parts and create an alignment between them, I can create the perfect slot. So here's what we've got. This centerpiece is going to be the insert that will hold us into the center of the guitar. And I've got an L bracket piece out here. This is going to hold in via the two bolts in the front. And in the very top, I've got the slot that we've got cut. That's what we're going to use to router out the groove. Now I'm going to go ahead and put a clamp on here just as I am getting ready to tighten down these bolts, just to make sure that this top part is actually seated against the guitar. With everything locked in, there's one more feature I wanted to show you. If you look towards the end of this, you'll see that it actually comes to a point. That's intentional because what's happening here is this is your last confirmation that everything is lined up. If you hold this down against the body of the guitar, you will find that it should directly line up with your center seam all through here. So that's just a little bit more confidence that you know that you're headed in the right direction before we do something destructive. Well, a little nerve-wracking, but point of no return. Let's go do it. That was terrifying. Well, the cut looks pretty good. I think that the only thing that maybe I don't like is I got a little bit of blowout in the back of the block, which I've got to cut through anyways for the truss rod adjustment screw. So it's not that big of a deal. I just didn't want it to quite come through like that. And that is because I ended up having to go deeper than what I thought. Let me show you the neck here. I accounted for the slope, the radius of the soundboard when I designed the fretboard extension piece. You can see that it actually is thicker here at the front and then thinner at the back, and that is to account for all of that so it stays in alignment here so that I know I'm going to hit the right angles when I'm getting to the bridge with the strings. But I did not account for that when I put the additional tongue in here. It remains flat, and so it's thinner here at the front and then thicker here at the back. So for this guitar, it'll be fine, but as I continue my builds, it's probably something I'll go back and make a slight design change on just to make sure it fits a little bit more like I would expect. But the big question is, does it work? Well, let's give it a shot. Well, it fits in the slot nice. I'm seated down in there. Now, I'm not really going to know if this works until I actually get bolts in the neck and I'm able to cinch it up. But before I do that, I need to create a pocket for the heel to sit in. But I think I can test it just by putting in a little strip. I've got just a little strip of maple here that can go, the top bolt can go through. I think we can just bolt it onto the outside here before I cut the pocket and just test it, see if it all works. Okay, that's all tight, so now it's a matter of checking to see whether this fixed the problem that we were after, which is the movement of the neck. Let's give it a try. I put a little pencil mark on here so that you can see, and there's one down here so that we can check the amount of movement. Here we go. Let's pressure on the upper side, pressure on the lower side. Oh man, that looks way better. Oh, that is fantastic. I could not be more happy with those results. That is excellent. And one last check too, that I'm still getting the movement that I need. It's still moving in that pocket when I would adjust that bottom bolt. So if I pull that bolt in, we're gonna get the reduction of the string height and that angle, and then when we pull it back, we're gonna increase the string height. So all of that is working exactly like I wanted it to. Well, after 5 major revisions and a bunch of minor changes along the way, I finally have an adjustable neck that meets all of my design and functional goals. I did have one thought though. I really don't know how changes in humidity might affect that tongue and groove joint over time. It's just something that we're gonna have to see. But hey, if you incorporate one of these adjustable necks into one of your future builds, please let us know. I would love to have your feedback. So from this adjustment to the next. I'll catch you all next time.